So hey guys and welcome back to the video. In the previous video we created a sign-in page. As you can see here, we created various elements, we attached backend here. Now quickly I will be creating a sign, like I'll name it as admin, first name, then I'll name password as also admin, and here also as admin. And if I click on sign in, here you can see your blog account has been created. So we created this sign in page, but as we all know that now as our account has been created, all of us just wants to log in. So we have to create a login page here, right? Like if I logs in here, like admin and admin, it says page not found because as you can see right now we haven't created a login page. So in today's video we are going to create that, right? So without wasting time, let's jump back into the code. But before moving on, let's just do a little bit of changes. Like here I have already did the change. I have renamed the navigation bar that was written here, here I changed this to my blog. Now I will be doing one more thing here. Like here it says BTN success, right? For these buttons. So I'll change that BTN success to BTN primary. Okay. And let's reload. So now you can see our pages have been created. This is a login button, this is a sign in button, and this is a search button, right? Now coming back to the login page. So first of all, before creating the login page, we have to start by defining the URL patterns. Like what should be the URLs that our page should follow. Like I'll just copy it down here, and here I'll rename it to login. Sorry, login. And similarly here also I'll name it as login. And one more thing that I'll do here is instead of login here, I'll create one more called the logout. Because obviously if we are logging in, we have to create a logout, right? Now let's open the base.html that is here. And inside this base.html, we'll close the nav bar, and inside here in this login model, I'll check for here. Okay. So here you can see inside the form, I have to add method equals to post and action equals to login. I have already added that, but you guys can just simply type this code because obviously we are going to send that form to some place, right? So therefore we have therefore we have kept the method as post and the action as login. Okay. And if we checks for the username here in the input, I have given ID as login username and name also as login username. Similarly here for the password, it's written input password and name also login password. Okay. Let's do one thing. Let's change this here. Instead of input password, I'll write login password. Right now it's better actually. Right. So we have done this. Now, as you can see, we have created the URLs, we have created the HTML. Now we have to create the views. Like what exactly should be the output whenever a user is reaching this place, right? Says login. Okay. So here create uh we will define here as blog.login request. Okay, inside this, I will write a similar condition like it's written here. You guys can copy paste, but I just want to type to avoid any sort of errors. So I'll write if request dot method equals to post. Okay, then what I have to do here is I have to log in username equals to request dot post, and inside this I'll write login user name. Okay. Similarly, I'll create one for the password. So here instead of username, it will become password. Okay. Now we have created the conditions. Basically, it's the parameters that you can say it's the parameter or the post. Or we can write getting the post parameters. But I'll write for now, I'll just keep it like that. I'm just writing these comments so that later on you guys can understand what was the role of every single thing. Like as you know, now we have taken the conditions, we have taken all the parameters. Now we will be checking. Now to check, we will import few things. That first of all is authenticate. So I'll write here from Django dot contrib dot auth import authenticate, and I'll import login, and also I'll import logout. So we have imported the conditions. Now let's write here, like what I will write is I will use user equals to authenticate. I'm writing a condition like user equals to authenticate username. We have to authenticate username with the login username or the login credentials that we have provided here. Similarly, we have to authenticate the password. Okay, we have to input the password by checking the login password. Okay, so we have written the condition, right? So if I'll write if user is not none, or I can write if user is present. Maybe that won't accept, right? I'll write if user is none, that by chance if the user is none, then I'll write messages dot error, and inside error I'll write requests, and I'll just donate them like sorry, I'll donate, I'm saying. I'll just tell them that invalid credentials. Okay, it's the credentials they have entered is invalid. Please check and retry. Okay, I'll do this and then I'll redirect them to homepage back. And similarly, if the user is not none, that means if the user is present, then I can write here as login request, login request, and user. That means we have to accept the request, and what we will write here is message.success. Right now, I'm not gonna change, I'm not doing as such thing. So it's just it will check in the database that whether the user is present or not. And if the user is present, then it will just simply flash a message to us, okay, that the user which we are searching here is present. Otherwise, if the user is not there, then it will say error. I have to give tab here actually because all these conditions are inside this big loop. sorry, all these conditions are inside this bigger if condition, right? And therefore, what I will write is request, and then after request, I'll write successfully logged in. Okay, let's do the I as capital. Okay. And similarly, I'll again redirect them to home because right now we don't have any sort of things that we should change. And if by chance, the condition does not satisfy, then we can give them the return HTTP response that is 404 not found. Okay. So let's see, let's see that whether everything is working or not. Maybe our server needs to be restarted. Okay. Okay, so it says that log out the URL which we have given right here, logout does not exist. So just to avoid that error, let's quickly just give them a simple diff that will be blog logout request. Okay, then inside the request, I'll just give them logout request that whenever any user requests logout, then we have to flash them what we have to flash messages dot success, and inside that we can write request, and we'll enter here as successfully logged out, right? And similarly here also we will redirect them back where they came from. Okay, let's check now whether there is some error or not, and then we'll restart the server. And yeah, you can see there is no error at all, but still, just for a safer side, let's restart the server. Why this? Hmm. And we'll open the server. So our server has reached us. Now what I will do here is I will put the credentials that was admin, and again I'll put admin. See, so it says successfully logged in, right? But as you can see that when we have logged in, we are not getting any changes. Still this login button is there. Nobody can even get to know that person is logged in or not. Now if I write log out, so it says successfully logged out. But what is the difference? Nobody can understand that whether a person is logged in or logged out. So for that, also we have to do little changes here. Let's first of all do little changes here in the, let's make it little, more interest. You are successfully logged in. So if we want to do the changes, and here there is also no login button, we just can't really type login here, right? So for that, we have to do, and we have to go to the basic.html. Inside basic.html, I will see for the buttons. Where are the buttons? These are modals actually. We don't really want to touch modals. We want navbar. Inside navbar, yeah, here is our login button, right? So here I will create an if condition. Okay, see, using Django is just easy. Like, so what I will write here is if user dot is add underscore authenticated. Then what we have to do here is, we'll first of all enter our loop here. Okay, and if. So if the user is authenticated, then we have to put on a button here. We have to put button, and here we'll add else, and the else condition will be here. Like if the user is authenticated, we will put the buttons. Else, if the user is not authenticated, we will be showing these buttons. Okay. So to keep the button, what I am suggesting is I should show some drop down menu. So for the drop down menu, let's go for Bootstrap. Inside Bootstrap, I'll go for home. Sorry, not home actually. I'll go for components. Inside components, I see navbar. And then in the navbar, we were having that drop down option. Okay, here it is. You can see here is the drop down from where exactly it starts. It starts from here, right? Okay, so what I will do here is I will copy this out from here till here, right? Okay, so I'll copy it from there and here I will paste it. But we doesn't really want all these conditions here. Right now we are not logged in, right? So admin, admin. Yeah. Right now you can see that the pages has went, but this drop down is little problematic. So here instead of this li, let's do a div. Okay. And we'll check it here. See. Now you can see that it's looking pretty. But still we doesn't really want this change text, so we'll do the changes here. So here instead of all these, I'll remove. Later on we can add it, but right now I don't really need all that. So what I will do here is first of all I will give the href as logout. That means it will trigger the logout URL, and here I will write logout. Okay. Here instead of drop down, write I'll write about the user. That is welcome. The W should be capital. Well, welcome. And here I'll write comma post dot user name. Okay. Let's see whether it's gonna work or not. Ch- Change it. It should be like that. And I'll write request dot user. Okay. Let's go back and let's reload. So it says hello admin, right? Now if I click here and if I see this login and if I clicks on login, you can see I have I have clicked on logout and you can see I have logged out. Right. Now if I click back to log in, that is a emoji H12345. Okay. So it says invalid credentials. Maybe I forgot my login details. So it's a more. So now you can see that here inside this we have users. We can check all the users that are present here. Right now, this is one user XYZ. Okay, it has password as well, and all the things are there. Right, this is the admin here, admin. Right. So what I will do here is quickly I'll just delete few users like this def one. I'll just delete, and this XYZ also I'll just delete. Okay. And what we will be doing here is we will be creating a new users like sign up. I will create, suppose I'll create Akshay then Akshay Chaturvedi, like I'll create for Akshay Chaturvedi, right? And like Akshay Chaturvedi 2345 @gmail.com. Like I'm putting like that, and I'll put password also as Akshay. And we can even check the password. Like if you think that you have entered a wrong password, you can click here, says Akshay, right? And AKSHAY and Akshay and sign. So it says CSRF verification failed, request aborted. Okay. So let's go back to the sign-in model here. Inside this sign-in model, maybe, see not, a CSRF token is already present here, right? No worries, we can just post and we'll re CSRF token from post incorrect. The form has a valid CSRF token after login into another browser tab or hitting the back button. After login, you may need to reload the page because token is rotated after login. Okay, sure. Like, see, right now it says login Amok. I'll do quickly log out and I'll do sign in. And I can add all the details, right? Like share and Akshay Chaturvedi, not this one actually. And similarly, so you can see that it says that your blog account has been created. Right. If I'll log in here and click on login, you can see it says hello Akshay. Right. So it was even saying, yeah, you are logged in. So this was how we can create a login logout page, right? And trust me, it is looking pretty, right? And here, let's do one thing. Where is our buttons here? Okay, here. Text equals to what should we give the text as? Let's see whether it's gonna work or not. Yeah, it's working. So you can see that we have given a nice color to the text. Let's do one thing. Let's give it an error because it will be highlighted then. Why this error didn't work actually. Okay. So let's just keep it success for now. Okay. And yeah, so you can see that we have created a nice and a pretty looking blog page, right? These are the blogs. Now, in the next part of the video, we will be studying and we will be learning about how we can basically add, comment page here. We will be checking like all the contents and comments that we can add here, right? So I hope you have understood the concepts, all the things that I taught you in this video. If you have any doubts and queries, then do comment out. And if you are liking this series, then do like, share, subscribe to the channel so that you won't miss upcoming videos. And I'll catch you in another one. Till then, see ya, have a great day, and bye bye.